Welcome to a TIERMAKER video ranking the top Pokemon games from the main series. Every generation, gens 1 through 8. We're going to rank them right now. So let's see what we got. Okay. We're not going to go in order from S to F. We're going to go in order by generation. And it seems up first we have our good old friend... Where's Red and Blue at? Is Red and Blue even on here? There's Red and Blue. Red and Blue. I don't really have any... This is probably the games that I've played the least. Because obviously I'm 21 years old. I grew up in the mid-2000s, so I never really went back to play these games. Because I didn't have like a Game Boy to play them. But I did play through Yellow when it was re-released on the 3DS Virtual Console, which I thought that was pretty wild. But other than that, I really never played Red and Blue, but I know it's a Kanto game, and I'm not a Gen 1er, so we're gonna throw that B. Because, well, nah. Yeah, we'll leave it B. Make it like B-. Obviously, you're gonna love the first generation of Pokemon, you know what I mean? And then also, obviously, nothing beats the classic Gen 1 games where you just play through and you collect every Pokemon in the Pokédex. I mean, I didn't know what those times are like back in the day, but I heard it was a fun time, right? Right? And we all know about the Mew truck glitch. That's how it is. So yeah, I can see if you're like playing a Kanto game for the first time, you could play these games, but it's like... Kanto has obviously, as we know, gotten so many Pokemon games that it's kind of like you're sick of it. Like Fire Red and Leaf Green were really good. I don't see those on this list for some reason, but Fire Red and Leaf Green were fairly good. I enjoyed the Sevi Islands. Oh, JK, Fire Red. Okay, I'm stupid. Anyway, we have Pokemon Yellow. It's essentially just Ash Ketchum with his Pikachu running through, beating everybody up in the same Pokemon game. I really... It was a good game, but, like... You're basically going through Kanto again with a Pikachu and 3 starters, but... It was fun when I played through that game. It's gonna get a B tier out of me. We're gonna actually do that because... I enjoyed Yellow more. That's just me, though. Alright, so now we have... Gold, Silver... Where's Gold and Silver at? Gold and Silver is right here. I'm going to throw that in A tier because it added color, man. It added shinies. The Johto region was always fun to go through, especially back in those graphics. I feel like... I definitely like Gen 2 games more than Gen 1 games. That's just how I feel. It's a brand new region, and at the same time, it's like... You can go back to Kanto at the end of the game and play through it, and then you fight Red at the top of the Mount Silver, which, that's pretty cool to me. But I don't know what it is with Johto games, but every time I like play through them, I just feel satisfied. Because Johto may not have the greatest Pokédex, because, let's be real, there's like three good lines in that gen, but it's like, going through that region itself, and just like the areas, it just makes up for it, you know? Like the Team Rocket story was pretty good in that game, where you go through Radio Tower, well first Slowpoke Well, Radio Tower, and then obviously the showdown at the end. But a lot of Gen 2 stans love that game, obviously. They think it's better than anything ever, and it's like, bro, that could be the case, but there's a lot of games that are better than Gen 2, but it just seems like playing through Gen 2, like the classic games, is better in the Johto region, in my opinion, than Kanto. It's just my opinion. But, okay, so we have Pokemon... Is Crystal in here? Crystal also going to A tier. Again, like Red and Blue, or like Yellow is to Red and Blue. Crystal is generally the same game. Whoops. Obviously with some enhanced features and some legendary storylines with my boy Suicune and my boy Yusin. Can't forget about him. You know how fun he is, especially in the anime. Alright. And then we get to my childhood. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, we're gonna throw in A tier. That was the first games I ever really got into, but it's weird because, like... Actually, I'll get into that in a minute. Fire Red and Leaf Green, obviously, Gen 3 was a massive improvement over Gen 2. Like, you had that good old pixels, updated graphics on the GBA now. And what better way to start off than with a Kanto game? Everybody knows how Fire Red was. A lot of people started off with games. A lot of people I heard don't really care for those games too much. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like some Pokemon games from the early stages you have to appreciate depending on when you were born, because like you're gonna grow up with certain games, and it's like Fire Red and Leaf Green was that to some people, but if you're growing up nowadays and you look back and you're just like, oh, that's just another Kanto game, it's like you have to grow up at that times to appreciate these games, you know what I mean? And now the GOATs, Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. These were the games I really grew up with. You don't even want to know how many times I played through Emerald. Actually, we're gonna throw Emerald or Ruby Sapphire down here. Emerald, dude. That game had so much replayability from the Hoenn region. I loved the Hoenn region when I was a kid. The water, everything, just the cities. And you have a dad. You have a dad. The story in that game, Team Aqua and Magma, great teams. Maxie and Archie, the exact opposite people, but they're very much the same. Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza are one of my favorite legendary trios. What else is there? Oh, the soundtrack. There's the trumpets. Champion Steven's theme, Mount Pyre theme. Oh my god. I can name so many good themes from that game. To me, Emerald was special because that's what really got my Pokemon, like, career, wink wink, off, because, like, you just play certain games for so many years. It's just, you have to just... I don't know where I'm going with that, but let's just basically say that Pokemon Emerald was the game that got me hooked. I mean, obviously everybody has that game, but this one for me was really just, well, it hits the heartstrings, man. Just constantly playing through the game, constantly going up Sky Tower. You always mess up the goddamn Rayquaza puzzle in the Sky Tower, Sky Pillar. Another great area, Sky Tower. I'm thinking of freaking Mystery Dungeon now because I just got done recording that not too long ago. Yeah. Anyway. Emerald, perfect games. Ruby and Sapphire I didn't really play, which I had a copy of Sapphire much time after I played through Emerald, and I kind of just, played through that game just to play a different Hoenn game, and not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever played Pokemon Ruby in my life. So, maybe one day I'll LP that game on the channel. Maybe we'll randomize it a little bit. Alright. So, there's a difference here. I kind of played Emerald myself all these years, but obviously when you're in school, you have friends that play games that you play, and Diamond and Pearl, A tier, Platinum, just Platinum has one of the best stories. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum have one of the best stories. It's a very story-driven game. It's very dark. I wouldn't say dark as much. No, it's fairly dark. It's just, it dives deep. The space-time trio, whatever the hell, what are they? The Origin Trio or something. I don't know names, man. I forget. But Time and Space, Origin Trio. I think the Origin Trio is freaking Oh my god. I don't remember. I'm actually drawing such a blank right now. It is late at night. But just that trio is just perfect. I like... When I was a kid, I would always play with my friends with those games. Like, just literally living on those games. Like, I have... My original Diamond copy is around here somewhere. I just... That was from 2007, and I still have my first ever Turtwig. That's obviously now a Torterra on that game right now, and it just... I'm never gonna restart it because just all the memories, man. I could probably name like every city from that freaking game, dude. Oh my god. Team Galactic was such a good team. Cyrus's music, oh my god. Just the soundtrack in that game with those organs, dude. Oh my god, they better make Gen 4 remakes this year. JK, they're probably gonna make them next year because 1, coronavirus, and 2, we have Sword and Shield DLC coming soon. So many good memories with Platinum, man. Battle Frontier. The new Battle Frontier. See, I don't know. The Battle Frontier in the anime was based off of Hoenn, so that's why that Battle Frontier was more memorable, but like I kind of like the characters from Sinnoh's Battle Frontier. Obviously, it had Barry's dad, whose name was what the hell was Barry's dad's name? No, it wasn't Byron. That's Rourke's father. Oh yeah, gym leaders in that game, dude. Also, starters. Gen 4 had the absolute best starter combinations ever. I mean, not combinations, but like triplets. Because it seems like Gen 1 you had... Gen 1 starters were moderate. Like, it seems like a lot of gens have that one starter nobody likes. Or just one starter that everybody just likes and everybody else doesn't matter. But it's like, Gen 4 to me, like... You loved Turtwig, you loved Chimchar, and you loved Piplup. It's just, there's no other way around that. Like, okay, some of the mid stages, maybe like Prinplup, Monferno. Monferno I like more than Grottle and Prinplup, but it's like, I just don't see a Gen 4 starter that you can hate, like from any line at all. Like, they were all so good. Like, obviously, I had Fire, Fighting, and Fernape that would get bodied by an earthquake from a Torterra, and then Empoleon was just the steel type, just a freaking Emperor Penguin. Dude, oh, I can't. I love the Gen 4 decks. Obviously, you had all those evolutions of past generation Pokemon. The just 60,000 legendaries, dude. Diamond and Pearl, man. Oh, what a game. I enjoyed it so much. Cynthia has the best champion theme. I don't know. Steven's fairly close, but Gen 4 just has so many memories for me, man. Just growing up playing, but... Alright. On to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we're gonna throw that in A tier. That was a great remake of the Johto games for Gen 4 style. I remember when I first got that game, you had the Pokewalker. That was like the coolest thing ever. I honestly don't even know where that mine is right now because I probably broke it or lost it, because when you're a kid, that's what you do. You don't take care of your stuff because, you know, obviously you're a kid, you're not an adult, but hey, whatever. I enjoyed Heart Gold and Soul Silver when I played through it. Like I said before, I really enjoyed Gen 2 for the classic feel, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver I really enjoyed. Alright. I just... The single greatest Pokemon games of all time. Black and White. Black 2, White 2 will go in A tier. Probably up here. Black and White, man. Oh my god. Once you start playing those games for the first time, they throw you in the cutscene with N being crowned, with the flashback. That's how you know this is a serious story. Like, Team Plasma, I'm not going to call them the best team, but they were a solid team for their story. Like, N is a really ominous character when you first meet him in Accumula Town, and just fighting all of his teams, and then obviously learning that he's the king of Team Plasma, and he is the beloved son of Getsus, who is the leader of the Seven Sages, and eventually is the main antagonist of the game, who wants to destroy everybody rather than have Pokemon liberated. Just, oh my, Black and White, man. Pokemon, to me, is made by the story. Well, I wouldn't say that, but like, obviously all the mechanics usually are the same, but just the story of Black and White was just 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, 100 out of 100, 10 million out of 10, dude. Oh my god. Just, there's never a dull moment. That game, to me, had the most replayability of any Pokemon game. Like, I had to have played through Pokemon White version about 50 times in the span of, like, 2 years, because it kept me occupied, and I genuinely feel like Pokemon Black and White were the last great games when it comes to replayability. Black and White 2, and then everything after that was just, okay, I'll play this game once and beat it, and probably not have an urge to play it again, except for once maybe in the future. Like, just, and the soundtrack, I keep saying soundtrack, Black and White Gen 5 soundtrack, perfection. N's final battle theme is literally the greatest Pokemon theme of all time. You cannot tell me otherwise. Route 10's theme is the greatest route theme of all time. Just, and the legendary Mons, Zekrom is absolutely badass. Kyurem is a badass. The fusions in Black and White too, just, who would have thought? Like, I remember when fusions were announced, like, for White Kyurem and Black Kyurem, and, like, people lost their minds. And there's a lot of Gen 5 hate. A lot of people hate the Dex. A lot of people hated that you couldn't use past Mons. It was just limited to the Dex. Well, that's Black and White. Black and White 2, you can use that. But, like, a lot of people just didn't like the Dex. And I thought Black and White's Pokédex was incredible. Like, you have Hydreigon, you have Crocodile, you have Excadrill, you have Electros, you have just all these different Pokemon. Like, that Dex had a lot of damn Pokemon. Like, if you look at to the ahead to like X and Y, it had nothing. Maybe like, what, 60 Pokemon? That's, Black and White introduced so many Mons. Like, oh my goodness. Those games were just so damn good. Alder was a good champion. The characters were so cool. Like, having two rivals at one point sounds like, oh, so you're gonna get battled every time. It's like, the pacing of the game made it so like, oh, you got in your battles, let's share them. Like, oh, you have this badge, I have this badge, let's fight. But it's like, it doesn't feel like rushed in a way. Like, you're battling every single second. It's like every ROM hack I've played on the channel so far. Just, oh, here, go to a new route. Oh, battle this guy, battle this guy, battle this guy. You know, it's like, there's a pacing. You know what I mean? What else can I think of for that game that was just incredible, man? Like I said, replayability, like, every town in that game had its own specific theme, and it's like, just the little things about Black and White were just perfect. Black to White 2 was a sequel, which, in that time, was like, what? Pokemon games have sequels? 2 years to the day. Black and White ended, you started your journey in Aspertia City. Although Black to White 2, I feel like, weren't really, they didn't ever top Black and White. But I still think they were solid games. And just a great way to look at the Unova region a different way. Plus you had New Team Plasma versus Old Team Plasma. Obviously, New Team Plasma still worshipped Getsus, while old Team Plasma hated Getsus and worshipped N's ways. Because obviously N and Getsus, they definitely think a lot different than most. So we're gonna put the GOATs to the side. I love Black and White. They were just the games. They clicked with me so hard. And obviously everybody has their games like that, but to me, Black and White is the best Pokemon games of all time, and I definitely think there's a lot of people that think that as well. So, and then we come to X and Y. I'm going to throw that in C tier. Listen. X and Y, they introduced 3D. They were the first 3D Pokemon games. Everybody thought, well, I thought, holy crap, we're going 3D in the Pokemon. And don't get me wrong, graphics, great for a 3D game. Gen 6 hit it on the head with that, but X and Y was just so bland in my opinion, man. They took a step up from Black and White when it comes to the rival department. I shouldn't listen now. Don't take that. Don't take that as me saying, "Oh, I thought the Black or the X and Y rivals were better." They took a step up in adding a rival, but it did not work. Tyranno, you dance around like a fool. Okay, cool. That's a cool gimmick. You're still a rival. Serena is the main rival. She is pretty cool. She's essentially your, oh, I'm going to compete with you type of thing. I want to compete with you. I want to be better than you. I want to just do everything better than you. I shouldn't say 3 rivals, 4 rivals, because then you had Shauna, who was just that ditz that walked around like, I'm a bad battler, but I'll still battle you anyway, kind of like how Bianca was, but Bianca was actually like cool. And then Trevor was just kind of like the Pokédex guy who was just like, yeah, I'll battle you once or twice, but all I care about is the Pokédex. So, yeah, I'm just kind of here, and they just didn't click with me, and there was obviously a lot of problems with X and Y, like, one of the big ones is not being able to explore the whole power plant. It's like there's all these doors that you can go into, should be able to go into, but you just can't for some reason, because, like, what the hell? Zygarde, you had every chance in the world to make a 3rd game, or just do something with Zygarde that's not just, oh, you're in the Terminus Cave. Wow, what's that? Oh, a wild Zygarde appeared. Okay, I'll catch this and never hear anything again until Sun and Moon, because, you know, we had to wait a whole generation to get information. Excuse me. About another Pokemon. It's like, come on, bro. Other than that, like, I can't even... The gym leaders were just so forgettable, dude. Like, Ramos? Clement was cool because... Everybody know... Listen, I'm going to say it right now. X and Y has one of the best animes. Like, when I think X and Y, when someone brings it up, I think of the anime and not the games. Because, like, X and Y's anime was just so good, dude. But we're not talking about anime right now. But yeah, the games. Champion Diantha had a very fitting boss theme. That's probably one of the most fitting champion themes for any champion. But it's just like, that's about it. Like, Diantha was just, oh look, an actress that's also the champion. Wow. Because it seems like all the champions have this other, like, side thing that they do, but yeah, maybe not all of them. Yeah, gym leaders, like, who the hell? Ramos, Clement, Viola was okay, I guess. Wolfric, freaking big ol' ice dude, like, there weren't really any memorable gym leaders in my opinion. I could be forgetting some, but like, and a lot of people love the Gen 6 soundtrack. I think it is the most overrated soundtrack in the game. Like, honestly, I'm trying to think. What's that? Diantha's theme was good. Zernius and Yveltal theme. Zernius and Yveltal's theme was very, very good. And I don't know why this theme does not get so much credit, but the Mewtwo theme? Are you serious? That theme is incredible. How it just incorporates the old classic theme inside of it, dude. Like, oh my god, bro. Go listen to that theme if you haven't already, because that theme just, wow. It's really good. But other than that, there's like no themes. Like a lot of people like some of the town themes. Like, I'm trying to think, what's that city, like the city that's to the north, like where the big sundial is or something? Anastera. Yeah, a lot of people like that theme. I'm just kind of like, sure, that's okay, but like, I don't think that soundtrack is that good. Like, I'd rather listen to freaking Gen 1 themes on a loop. And that's saying something. But, in my opinion, the highlight of Generation 6, Oris. Get that boy up there. Oris, oh my god, I remember the day I first heard about that game, I was screaming like a little girl. Hoenn, obviously, at the time, was my favorite generation, my favorite region. And obviously a remake of those games made me really happy. Oris, dude, oh my god, Oris was such a fun time to play through. You had your Mega Latios where you could fly around and go to fight all the legendaries, dude. That was pretty cool. I like that part of the Pokemon games nowadays where it seems like they throw every legendary in the post game. It brought back the thrill of catching a legendary Pokemon to me. Just, here's another thing with Gen 6 that I really hated. They brought the 3D models in, but I hated how they changed the cries of some Pokemon just insanely drastically. Like, insanely drastically is a term. That's how I really feel about it. It's like, some Pokemon nowadays, you could play their cry from, like, the Sprite days, and then, like, the cries from today. It's like, they're two different Pokemon, it seems like. I don't know. But Oris, let's get back to Oris. We're done talking. Oris, dude, oh my god, perfect remake. I don't understand, I will say I do not understand why they made Tabitha and, like, Shelly so different from their past generations. It's like, bro, Tabitha gained, like, 200 pounds and fucking Shelly just looks so different. Like, I don't get it, dude. But they were still just a blast from the past with the same future, like, just being able to play 3D Hoenn game, dude. I'd play through Oris 1,000 times over again. Like, the primal reversions, oh my god. Kyogre and Groudon's primal forms, dude, fuck, man. Oh, Mega Evolution, how could I forget about that? Mega Evolution, a lot of people don't really, like, a lot of people are, like, just meh about that, but it's like, some Megas, dude, like, Mega Rayquaza is incredible. Mega Salaman's incredible, dude. Some of the Megas they hit on, some of them they really hit on. Like, I don't like Mega Mawile. My Mega Sableye was decent, I guess. Mega Absol, I'm not really a fan of either. Mega Metagross, though, that was shit. But Oris, I don't know what I'm missing. There was that area at the end of the game where you're just like, it was the replacement for the Battle Frontier, and it's kind of just like, you're really not going to add the Battle Frontier, guys? Come on now. That was the one F moment that Oris had, but it's like, Oris was still a really fun game. I noticed there's nothing in the F tier. That's a little weird. Because there's not really any Pokemon games I really hate. Like, X and Y is probably my least favorite games, but I don't hate X and Y. Like, if I really was in the mood to replay a Kalos game, I'd definitely do it, but that just hasn't happened in a long ass time. Alright. So now we have Sun and Moon. An introduction to something aside from gyms. Sun and Moon, I'm gonna put Sun and Moon in A, and I'm actually gonna move. I'm gonna move Fire Red and Leaf Green down to here. I don't know. I enjoyed playing through Kanto, but it's like, Kanto's just not my cup of tea, really. I feel like if they, like, started with another generation, and just, like, Kanto was, like, Gen, like, 5 or something, I don't know. Kanto's just weird for me. Alright, anyway, Alola region. You had your trials. You had your just weird captains and stuff. Your freaking Solgaleo Lunala. And I love that story. That story wasn't bad. Like, a lot of people just didn't really care for Sun and Moon. It's like, I enjoyed Sun and Moon a lot. I wouldn't say it's the best Pokemon games, but it was just a joy to play through, completing the Pokédex. That's the first game I ever completed the Pokédex in. That took a long time, and at the end of the day, it was worth it. It was just so satisfying, because I never wanted to stop, like, trying to complete it, but I really enjoyed it, man. The story was okay, in my opinion. I think I just said... Did I just say it? Oh, wait, what's going on right now? Okay, never mind. I'm thinking that my background music just changed on me for a second. I didn't realize how long I was recording, but anyway. Sun and Moon, the story... You cannot tell me there's anything more creepy than the Lusamine scene where she fuses with Nihilego, the Ultra Beast. That is... I don't think I've ever been legitimately more scared of a Pokemon game in my life when I saw that. That and the freaking conserved Pokemon, the Slowpoke, Pyukumuku, and Pikachu. Like, that's a Pokemon game we're talking about, guys. That's not no freaking walk in the park. Like, her... Although I feel like... What the hell was the team? Team Skull was kind of... Listen. I feel like Team Flare was the start of, like, decline in teams, but, like, Team Flare was at least, like, a bad team. Like, Team Skull was just kind of there to, like, get in your way for no reason. Like, they weren't, like, the main bad guys. It's like, they didn't want to take over the world. They just wanted to be, like, annoying. The Aether guys were, like, more intimidating because, like, they worship Lusamine, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna do what she does, and we're gonna just kill all the Ultra Beasts because, you know, and Ultra Beast, dude, like, that was such a weird thing to, like, come out of Sun and Moon at the time, but, like, Ultra Beasts weren't that bad in my opinion. Obviously, you had your Z moves, and a lot of people hated Z moves too, but it's like, you're gonna have a gimmick, but I don't know. Z moves just hit me weird. Like, I feel like Z moves are not, like, they're, like, okay, but it's like, they're a part of the game, and it's just like, yeah, sure, that's a part of the game, cool. I'll just continue to go explore this route. It's like, I didn't feel the impact in a way. Like, I'm not saying I hated them, it's like, I didn't like them either. It's like, they're just another part of the game to me. Everybody just like, oh, competitive this, they screw competitive. It's like, I'm not a competitive gamer, so it's like, I don't care for that, so. And then you have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's like, people were so hard. I'm gonna throw this in B tier, like high B tier though, but because I did like Ultra Sun and Moon, but obviously not as much as Sun and Moon. Not a lot of people liked Ultra Sun and Moon because they were the same game as Sun and Moon. It's like, with just differences, and wasn't that what Platinum to Diamond and Pearl was? And what Emerald to Ruby Sapphire were? They were the same game, you did literally the same things, but just with modified stories? Like, why complain about that now when you literally just had Pokemon Emerald and Platinum, literally some of the greatest Pokemon games, enhanced versions, third versions. I mean, I don't know, I guess you can call Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon third versions. They're just not technically third versions, but I mean, what were they? The Ultra, what the hell were they called? The Ultra Recon Squad, that's what they're called. I mean, they were just, they had their gimmick of, oh, we want to be Ultra Beasts, or we want to investigate Ultra Beasts. Look at our crazy city and our un-American everything. But I don't know, they were okay. Like, listen, I'm not gonna give Ultra Sun and Moon the credit for being that good of a game. I mean, they were decent at best, I thought, but it was just another Sun and Moon. But like, I feel like they deserve less hate. Like, when you fly through the ultra holes, that's actually pretty dope, but obviously everybody had their problems with the freaking controls, how they were, like, inverted by default when you first went through, and that was, like, really annoying to some people, which, I mean, I can understand that, but... What am I missing? I keep forgetting to talk about characters and stuff. How is just kind of that energetic rival that kind of just was like, I gotta have energy all the time in my life. Here, let's battle. Here, let's battle. It's like, bro, I understand you want to be great, but, like, chill. I mean, I like Hao. Trust me, Hao's a cool rival, but, like, some rivals have their distinguished traits, and some of them are just kind of like, yeah, sure. Like Barry was always running into you. Like, Silver was a complete douchebag. Like, he was like... Gary was an asshole, but it's like, Silver was like, him cracked out, like, when it comes to, like, being, like, edgy and stuff. Gladion had his edgy form. It's like, yeah, sure, he's cool, I guess. Guzma, though, I really like. Guzma was a cool leader for how much I despise Team Skull, because they really didn't serve a purpose, in my opinion. Just to be like, oh, here, we're an evil team. We're just going to battle you every time we can and try to screw with your head. Act like the gangsters around the Alola region. Yay. When it comes to soundtrack, though, Sun and Moon, I will say, had a kind of overrated soundtrack as well. Like, Mali City theme, that was pretty good. The legendary themes are good. Same with Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Beast theme was very fitting, creepy, just like the Ultra Beasts are. Trying to think of other themes that were good from that game. I don't remember, but I just... It's not good because, like, I review these games when I haven't played, like, a lot of them in, like, years. Like, I've played Sword and Shield so much lately, it's like, I don't remember playing everything else. But, yeah, Ultra Sun and Moon, they were good games. They weren't as good as Sun and Moon, but... And then we have, finally, if I forgot anything, I'm sorry. It's, like I said, it's very late, but we have Sword and Shield. Now, I don't think I have not ranked these games when it comes to the other Pokemon games yet. And I think... Listen. When I first saw these games... Let's rewind. When I learned that there was going to be a main game Pokemon on the Switch, I had the highest expectations. I was so excited. When they first had that reveal trailer of the game, I thought it was the most beautiful Pokemon game in the world. I loved everything about it. The starters, Grookey, Sobble, and... Well, I was not crazy about the starters. I thought they were decent. At best. Not as a group, but, like... Obviously, I love Grookey. Sobble, I think, is a pile of garbage. And Scorbunny is mid. Scorbunny I didn't like originally, but the anime is kind of like shifting it up a little bit, but I did not like those starters are kind of like bottom 3 in my opinion. If you were like on American Idol, you'd be in the bottom 3. That's actually very sad, but no, just those games looked so damn gorgeous. I thought you would be able to just go anywhere open world with this. Which, I mean, I guess you could say a wild area is kind of open world, but it's not really an open world game. So, the thing with me for Sword and Shield is, I said, if this wants to come close to Black and White, this has to have incredible story. So good that it would just blow Black and White off the roof. And I wanted that to happen. I really did. So the games come out. We meet our rivals. Obviously, we have Hop. We have Sonia. Oh my god, that girl is so fine. There is a lot of... I will give the characters credit. There are a lot of cool characters in that game. Like, I love Raihan. I love Sonia. I love... Hop is okay. Leon is alright as well. And obviously, his gimmick is listen. Okay, and before I get into anything else, Hop. Everybody loves Hop because he is like just he has character development, and it's like, yeah, I understand that, but it's like, to me, Hop is how with Gary qualities. Like, he has the confidence of Gary, but the outgoing nature and just like the overall excitement that How does. And I thought How was a decent rival, and I kind of still think Hop is as well. Like, everybody just thinks Hop is the best rival. No, Silver is the best rival. Gary is the best rival. I don't care. Silver is way better than Hop. If Hop was on this list, Hop would be in C tier. No, I'll be generous, B minus tier. But anyway, we're done about Hop. And I was playing through the game, and just once I finished the game, Sword and Shield story is just so like bland, and like it didn't feel right. It just feels rushed in my opinion, because like I felt like there was just nothing unique about it. Like, you're going through the game, every now and again you're going to learn about the past, what happened in the past, the darkest day, these two heroes. Two heroes in the game. Darkest day. Two heroes go rescue. We win. And fast forward to our story, we have Chairman Rose, who immediately gets my attention as a bad guy. Like, you can just tell that Chairman Rose is the bad guy. Like, am I not wrong? You go through the challenge, and you're fighting the gym leaders. You're doing the gym. By the way, gym challenges are fairly cool. Honestly, I think they're a very nice improvement to gyms. Like, I didn't have like any like I didn't have any problems with any of the gym challenges. Like, I did get stuck on Nessa's, but other than that, they were pretty interesting. They added some spunk to the gyms, and that's what I like. Gym leaders, on the other hand, like I said, I like Rayhan, I like Alistair. Nessa's cool. Melody's cool. I like her a lot. B is cool. Opal's creepy as hell. Also, just, yeah. The characters in Sword and Shield I definitely enjoy. There isn't really any characters I despise from that game that I can think of right now. Well, who the hell's that? Melody's son, the gym leader from Sword, is just kind of... I feel like he's just kind of like a basic character. I wish we could have learned more about Professor Magnolia, because obviously she's the professor of the game, and you really don't really, like, interact with her that much. Other character, I don't remember too many. I'm just drawing too many blanks, you know that. What else can I say about Sword and Shield? But okay, back to the story. You can just tell, like, and Olina is just kind of like that like asshole freaking like controlling associate that just kind of like, yo, you can't do this, go do this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, you can tell that she's bad. And then Chairman Rose wants to use all this energy for the good of the world, and it's like, obviously that's the case. He wanted to wake up Eternatus to get all the energy, and you go up, you fight Eternatus. Well, first, obviously, you fight Rose, and you fight Olina on top of Rose Tower before that. And you fight Eternatus, the freaking... You have to get the power of the legendaries. Eventually, you'll get the power of the legendaries. They'll fight, there'll be some big-ass war, Eternamax. Dynamax, by the way, it's just Pokemon getting bigger and stronger. That's all I see about that, but I'm not like I don't dislike it that much, but it's just another gimmick for a Pokemon game, it seems like. But just, I just, the story of Sword and Shield just seems so bland in my opinion. Like, that's why I'm gonna give Sword and Shield a B at the end. I think what makes Sword and Shield is the experience of playing through the game, the wild area, all the things that you can do in the wild area, and that's about it. The story is just another piece of the game. And just Chairman Rose is just a bum in my opinion. There's like, it just seems like there's nothing to him. Like, he's just this basic, I'm gonna play for the good of everybody. Oh, but I'm a bad guy too. It's kind of like Lysander, but Lysander was way more extreme. But yeah, Sword and Shield. I enjoyed Sword and Shield. I will say that, but it's not. It's like a very, very mid game in my opinion, and it disappointed me because like I wanted this game to be S tier, but the story just didn't make it S tier. What else? I was gonna say something else about Sword and Shield. I just don't remember what. Oh yeah, there was a lot of soundtrack in the game that wasn't really memorable. There was only like a select few pieces of music I like remember the game. Turfield's theme, incredible. The guitar in that theme at the beginning, oh my god. How could I forget the Gym Leader theme? Gym Leader theme is the best Gym Leader theme of any Pokemon game. You can't tell me otherwise, dude. That was the first song you ever heard in that game. Well, other than the intro song. Like, that song got leaked, dude. Just incredible, man. Although I do feel like that theme gets ruined by all the cheers in that. Like, when you're fighting a gym leader, like, all the, like, the fake little cheers, just, I don't like that. It feels, that to me feels like the Critical Health theme in Black and White. Like, how you're just kind of, like, in this intense battle, and then your Pokemon goes to, like, 3 HP, and the music just up and changes all of a sudden. And it's like, come on now. But yeah, Sword and Shield, that's how I feel about that game. Like I said, the wild area, the experience through the first time, just... It's hard to even replay through the game. Like, I didn't start... I played through Shield my first time, obviously, but Sword, I'm, like, just kind of, like, barely touching. And I don't find Pokemon games replayable anymore. It's just weird to me, because I love this series, and it's like... I feel like I say it's like, and you know what I mean a lot. I'm sorry, but I think that's about it for this one. Yeah, that's how I feel about these games. Obviously, Black and White, Emerald and Platinum, they're my favorites. They're the GOATs, man. I just love Pokemon, as you can tell. Like, just because Pokemon games are, some of the games are in B tier doesn't mean I hate them. Like, I would say these Wait, is the mouse on here? Oh, the mouse ain't even on here. Well, that sucks. My S tier games I really love. A tier games I really enjoy, I would say. B tier are just kind of like, yeah, they have their faults, but I would play them in a heartbeat if I had nothing else to play. And then X and Y is just kind of like, yeah, I'd play that game, but like I don't prefer it over any of the other ones. But that's my opinions on those games. I feel like obviously, I'm not really that good at explaining things. I just kind of like... I'm simple when I explain stuff. It's just like... Bam. With me. But... if I missed anything and I sounded like an idiot, I apologize. It is late at night. But that is going to be it for my tier rankings of these Pokemon games. If you dislike my opinions, then let me know. What do you think? Alright, well... I guess that's it. Maybe I'll do I don't know. I'm thinking of doing a couple other TIERMAKER videos for this. For Pokemon and stuff. Maybe even like any other things on the world. Yeah, sure. Alright. With that being said, that'll do it for this video. And we will catch you for another one next time. See ya.